can say that.
Say what?
Can you pull on that?
Welcome back for another video. We're going to bring you stage number 2 of the Mercury Mountaineer build. So if you saw the first episode of messing with the Mercury Mountaineer project, this is a 5-liter V8 brought up from Utah, and the first thing we did was just give it a good cleaning. I gave it a bath, and then we went ahead and refreshed the front and just kind of added our own taste to it, really. And there's something else coming with that. We got some goodies on the table behind us along with that box to unpack. The first thing I got to do is up on the roof, so let's get to this video. All right, so the first thing we got to do here in stage 2, we're going to be putting a roof basket on, which we'll unbox in a minute, and we're going to put the restored roof rails back on. So I went around after I took it off and I filled the spots with Right Stuff silicone, and just as I had hoped, the little nub came out of the middle as well. So this one we got out of there with the pick, but I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the whole other side. So let's get to it. The rest of what we're working with. I want to get this part, which is the factory roof rails, back together. Then we'll open up the Viver roof basket. So these pieces I obviously painted because they were like a hard plastic. These are just the gaskets that have to get snapped onto the bottom of there. They go between the rail and the roof. Then these little pieces go in the channels of these that I had powder coated, and all of the end hardware I painted as well, used a 2K clear, and then there is all of the hardware. So we're gonna have to see if I can get this back together. All right, guys, I'm just an idiot, but we figured it out now. So one rail gets these two ends, which are slightly different from these ends over here. So that'll bolt up to this rail. On the end, way on the front, there's 2 bolt holes for those to go in. And of course, you got to go up from the bottom. So that rail, meaning this rail, will go on last. And now that I'm putting it together, you can see how bad this thing looked. Look at the hardware compared to the new powder coated rail. And then on this side, I got this one together. So this is the only one that slides, which is going to be the back one on the vehicle. So this one, this slides into the channel, and then you use this little wing nut to tighten and loosen it. So we got to put this one in first, then we can put this one in. So I'm going to finish swapping these ends around, and then we can get it on the car and get to unboxing this. Bolts, little screws, whatever you want to call them, under here, and you should get this done before you get the rails. Thank God that's over. We finally got the roof rack on the truck. Now we're gonna run over to the table. We're gonna unbox the Viver rooftop basket, which is right here. And this was an Amazon special. It got a lot of good reviews. I'm gonna flip you around. We're gonna open it and see what we're working with. You know, for the amount of plastic wrap this thing came with, bubble wrap, they sure scratched the hell out of it. I mean, again, 90 bucks, but I got to get all this stuff off without scratching it any more than it already is, and then we'll assemble it. Nice toss. All right, so we got the instructions, owner's manual, whatever. I don't know how I feel about this free advertising they got going on. We might have to cover that up with something. Still got to get all this plastic wrap off. Overall, it seems okay. It was like 90 bucks, you guys. There's a little bit of scratching going on from shipping. I don't know if you can see any of that. Then it came with some mounts. I assume that these guys go here to kind of join the two, and then these brackets go on the middle on the sides there. And so yeah, let's get this thing put together. Had to share the love and drop this shameless plug right now, you guys. So this is actually my buddy Lee up in Canada. He sent me some merch from his shop, some stickers, hats. You can see that Bob's looking really good. I haven't worn the shirt yet, but Bob seems to pull it off really, really well. So shout out to L&T Fastworks. They got some really cool Mitsubishi stuff, among with other things going on up there. So thanks for the merch. All right, so the camera died. I did get the Viver roof basket mounted on the truck. We'll get it turned around, show you guys a good look at this thing. We got a few more things we want to do. So I got the hood popped right now. We're checking out some wiring. I'll bring you over to the table, show you what else we got. One thing I did want to mention really quick is I went ahead and did redo the tail lights. I was antsy, you guys, and when you're making videos on this stuff, you can't just do the stuff if you want to make a video. So I did cheat a little bit and get these done. So actually, let's bring you back there and show you what that looks like. All right, so there is the original tail light. Then you come to this side and you can see it's dirty right now, but we tinted it and hit it with a 2K clear. So just cleaned it up a little bit. I thought that, let's get a side by side here. I thought that this coloring just looked a little less busy than this color here on the original light, and just, you know, makes it look a little cleaner. So this is nightshades red, a little bit of nightshades black, and then a 2K clear. All right, so that's the tail lights, you guys. Those are actually the original tail lights out of the truck. I went to the pick and pull and got those just in case I wanted to go back. Then I can stick those back in if I ever get sick of the tinted tail lights. I was actually just there with my girlfriend last week. We were hunting down some other Mountaineer and Explorer parts. It's super nice to have a local pick and pull again. For a while, it was shut down. So like I said last week, my girlfriend actually had a very important job. She held up the hood of this car because the hood struts were blown out, and I pulled off the pieces that we needed. I'll probably be making a few more trips to the pick and pull in the future for this project. Let's flip you around and show you the other thing we got. All right, so we got two different kinds of lights here, and I'll kind of show you what the game plan is. This pack was super cheap. I think it was $10 for like a dozen lights, and then these ones are actually for a new full-size Bronco. Got some instructions in here, and these ones were about $35, came with some cheap little Chinesium trim tool, but they both fit in the grill, and I've been trying to figure out which ones I wanted. So I did put both of them in the truck, and I think, you guys, I've taken a vote, and I think that we're going to go with these ones. The majority picked these, and I also kind of like these better, just a little more incognito. So we go over to the truck, and we're actually going to use the harness from these guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip the ends off those lights, and then I can use these connectors here. And this harness has a ground, and then it has this built-in fuse. So this is designed, again, for the new full-size Bronco. And my fuse for my lights is actually this one. This is for the fog lights. If you remember last time, we did this amber film on the front of the fog lights, and I want these grill lights up in here to turn on at the same time as the fog lights. I'm not a fan of wiring directly to your battery. You can see I still need to get new terminals. This was like this when I bought it. It's kind of embarrassing. I did replace the struts though, so the hood doesn't fall down anymore. So what I figured I'm gonna do is, here is the pigtail for this fog light on this side, and if I go turn the truck on, or the lights rather, you can see right here I already have a note for myself. Power is on the right side of this plug-in when it's facing up. So this side is power. All I did was turn it on, and then I took one of these lights. See if I can do this with one hand. there she is. So in theory, all I should have to do is I'm going to cut this crap off of here, and then I'm going to tee into this harness, power and ground obviously, and then I'll wire these up, and these plugins go all the way across this harness here. So there's 5 on there. I'm only going to use 4, so let's get going. I apologize for this next part, guys. It's going to be hard to see, so I'll do my best here. But what we did is I went ahead and stripped back the coating on the fog light pigtail, and then here's that harness from that full-size Bronco light kit. So this is the full harness. I cut the fused end off and the little washer to put it right to the battery. I don't like doing that. So the idea is we're going to take these two, I'm going to wrap them around these pieces of bare wire, solder them in, and then because we can't heat shrink it, I'll tape them up really good and put a new piece of loom on there. So in the end, we have something like that, and then I'm going to tape all of this together, probably throw a zip tie up on the harness up here. It's not real pretty. Couldn't get any shrink wrap in there, so this is what we're doing. We're going to seal it up really good. We'll tape the whole thing up and then start routing this, and then we can work on the lights. All right, guys, here's the deal. So we got stage 2 wrapped up on the Mountaineer. We got the grill lights in and wired to our fog lights so they turn on at the same time. I think it looks really good. And we got the Beaver roof rack on top. I apologize if the audio right now is not very good. We had a casualty. This actually fell out of my bag, my microphone, and I ran it over. So I got another one coming, but there's a few things left that I would like to do with the Mountaineer before wintertime hits. And then there's a few other videos that I really want to get out to you guys. So we got a lot to do, but I think stage 2 turned out really, really well with the roof rack, the powder coated factory rails, and our Raptor style lights that we put in the grill. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a comment down below, like and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, we'll see you next time.